I'm Kerrie Urban, a hair and makeup artist with Hair Room Service, and today I'm going to show you how to pull off a bold lip color. So the first step to this look is to get perfect skin, and to do that I'm going to use the Inglot Cream Foundation. The reason I like the Inglot foundation is because it's light and it's not going to look too makeup-y. I'm going to use a brush for even application. If there are any problem areas, just go in with a little concealer on a small brush and just dab. A lot of times around the nose in this area it can be a little bit redder, so I'll put a little concealer on there and then blend. You definitely don't want to overdo concealer because it can look cakey, because it's a little bit heavier than foundation, and it can dry and settle in creases. So now that we've perfected the skin, I'm going to move on to the eyes. I've chosen a neutral palette because since we're doing a bold lip color, we want to go a little bit more neutral on everything else. So I'm using just a neutral pinky tone, and I'm just going to use a medium-sized brush and sweep it across the lid. It's very natural. You just want a little bit of shimmer and a little glow on the eye, but not a ton of color. Do the same thing on the other side. So now we have our base shadow of the neutral color, and what I'm going to do to define the eye a little bit more is go in with color just slightly darker but in the same family, and just go into her crease just to give it a little bit of definition. We don't want to do too much on the eye because it's all about the lip. So I'm going to take my rounded brush, it's a crease brush, and go in, and the most color that I want to see is at the ends. So I'm going to start like at the corner of the eye, so I'm going to start at the corner and round in, right along the crease. And again, I'm going to start at the corner because that's where I want the most color to be. So now I'm going to blend out the crease just so that it meshes in with everything else. Big fluffy brush, just right in the crease area. So now we've done foundation and eyeshadow, we're going to move on to blush. I'm using the Inglot number 82, it's a cream blush, and I like cream because it absorbs into the skin really well instead of powder that sits on top. And blush is super important, even if you're doing a natural look, just because it can define the face. You can make your face look wider or narrower depending on where you place the blush. So for her face, she's a little bit wider in this area, so I'm going to put it right on the apples just to give her like a rosy glow, and then just kind of bring it outwards just to sort of slim it in a little bit. So the next step is mascara, which every girl can never leave the house without, and we're going to use the Inglot mascara. And I'm just going to lift up on the lid, blink when you need. Another trick to mascara, if you have trouble getting it to the base of the lash, is to wiggle it in. Alright, so we have a nice neutral palette on the face, and we're going to give the pop of color with the lip. So I have this bright palette, and I think I'm going to go for the tangerine color. Okay, so for the lip color, the most amount of color that we want to get is right in the center, so that's where I'm going to start. And then for the top of the lip, you want to define, it's called the Cupid's bow, it's the little M shape, so I go in and define that first. So our bright lip is done, and we only have one last step, and that's to take a little bit of loose powder, just a touch. I'm going to dab off a lot of the excess. And I want her to look fresh and dewy, so I'm just going to apply it just to the T-zone, which is where people tend to get the most oily. So right at the brow and down the nose on the side. So now we've completed our look. We have a nice neutral palette with just a pop of lip color. She can wear this look for either day or night.